All right, so now that you know cylinder and prisms and pyramids, let's go ahead and move on to cones and spheres. I'm just gonna go ahead and hash both of these out in the same video because they're just formulas. There's not any way to break it down. There's no like special case scenario. They're just formulas, and they're also right in your textbook. So if you want to know, let me just make sure before I say this, but if you want to know the cone formula, like if you don't want to rewatch this video, to find it, it is part of 11.7, yeah, it's 11.7, and then a sphere is 11.8. So I'm just going to quickly explain a little bit of background stuff about a cone to you, and then we're just going to walk through an example, and I'll do the same thing with a sphere, so this won't take super long. So I went ahead and made you kind of a cone-ish, but I went ahead and cut it in two parts, okay? So I think we all understand that the bottom of a cone is a circle. So I think we all understand that part of the surface area of a cone is finding the area of a circle. But what's wonky is this top part. So if you have a cone, like if you have a party hat lying around, you can try this. But if you have a cone and you cut up an edge of it so you can lay it flat, you will see that it's going to be part of a circle, okay? Sometimes it'll look like a Pac-Man if it's like a real wide cone, but most cones that we see are gonna look like this or maybe even less. They might even just look like a triangle with a curve. So we're gonna find the area of this, but then we have to find the area of this. And this is where you're just gonna have to use a formula. So I'm gonna go ahead and flip the point of view of the camera and give you the formula and just walk through an example all in one shoot. All right? So see you in a sec. All right, so here's an example that we're gonna walk through. It's a cone that has a radius of 13 feet, and this is called the slant height. You might remember that from pyramids. And it has a distance of 21 feet. And then this is the formula. So don't be overwhelmed. You know that pi, you know what that is. It's just a button. You know R stands for radius, but I'll write that in there anyways. So this takes care of that circular base. It's your pi r squared. And then this part over here takes care of that Pac-Man looking shape up top. You probably have never seen this L before. The L is the slant height. Okay, so to plug this information into this formula, we would just have pi 13 squared plus pi times 21. And then you would just plug it into a calculator and approximate it. So let me do that for you really quickly. If I plug it in on my phone, I wonder if I can even show you me doing this. So I'm just gonna plug in, let's see if we can do that. Pi times 13 squared plus pi times 21 equals about 596.9 feet squared. And that's it. You might see a situation where they give you the actual height with no slant height. Like, what if they gave you this? What if they gave you the radius was 4 and the height was 8? But you don't know this. Well, guys, look at what kind of triangle that is. How could you figure this out? You would just use Pythagorean theorem to figure this out. So L would be your C. I will not give you a bunch of these, but I might give you one or two just to see how you do, and then encourage you to email me with questions or participate in any Zoom meetings that we do. All right. So I will go ahead and post a picture of this for you to screenshot. All right, so the last thing that we need to do is just go ahead and find the surface area of a sphere. So this is going to be super quick because I am just going to give you an example and the formula, and then there's no tricks at all. So if this here, I will make this as hard as you will see. I will give you the diameter instead of the radius. How about that? So we're going to say that the diameter here, I'm even going to give you a weird number. Let's make it like 19.4. I'm just going to make it weird so that all the ones you see are easy. So we're going to say that the diameter is 19.4. The formula for a sphere is 4 pi r squared. That is it. So if the diameter is 19.4, then the radius is 19.4 divided by 2, which would be 9.7. Should I check that? Let's see, 19.4 divided by 2. Yes, 9.7. Okay, so all that means is we're going to come up and we're going to plug it in. So we have 4 times pi times 9.7 squared. So let me go ahead and bring my phone over here so that we can plug it in. So we have 4 times pi times 9.7 squared. There we go. It's gonna seem like a really big number, but you have to understand it's the area if we were to paint or wrap this whole sphere. So it's a lot, okay? So we've got 1,182.4-ish. So that would be 1,182.4. I didn't give you a unit. Let's do yards. This is a massive sphere. Yards squared. That's it. I'll post a picture so you can screenshot it. All right. Happy spring break. If you got this far and finished this assignment, you are done until spring break for me.